I've been researching this two-step flow theory a little bit. It actually changes the way that I look at life, society, and what I spend my time doing, because it's pretty and who I just listen to in general, and like it's actually insane. But two-step flow theory, media in minutes, episode 2, 5-minute video. Let's watch the shit, chat. God damn.
Welcome to Media in Minutes, where I talk you through important concepts in media and communication. What do Coney 2012 and former US presidential candidate Al Gore
who the fuck is this guy? All right.
have in common? Well, they're both great examples of
communication theory. This guy's eyebrows are crazy.
Called the two-step flow theory. In the early days of mass communication, people believed that the media had a direct and powerful influence on audiences. This way of thinking about media influence became known as the hypodermic needle theory. Of course, communication is a complex process, and this theory soon proved inadequate. In the 1940s, American sociologist Paul S. Lazarsfeld wrote the
Chat, nah, this video is actually insane. It's not just about social media. When it says like media, he's not saying social media. He's saying media as a whole, ever since it came out. Just news outlets, every type of media, not just social media, but
The People's Choice, a book that summarized his research into the November 1940 presidential election.
What up, Playmaker?
In the course of his research, he discovered that we're more likely to be influenced by other people than the mass media. Lazarsfeld called these people opinion leaders. Along with Elihu Katz, he later...
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. He just said we're more influenced by people than we are the media, and that's 100% true, because if you ask a normal person, they're not going to say like, yo, yeah, I trust the government entirely. I fuck with them. I listen to what they have to say. But then, like, you look at our last election, 2020 election was won because of social media. Like, hashtag go vote was a play to pretty much say, we know who you want. You know who we want you to vote for, so go vote.
Later published a book called Personal Influence, in which he provided further evidence for this theory. The two-step flow theory suggests that opinion leaders pay close attention to the mass media and pass on their interpretation of media messages to others. Unlike the hypodermic needle theory, the two-step flow theory maintains that audiences are active participants in the communication process. And it's still a theory that has a little credibility today. In a paper presented at the 20th Annual World Wide Web Conference in 2011, researchers looking at the flow of information on the social networking site Twitter revealed that they'd found significant evidence to support the two-step flow theory. After analysing the flow of information, the researchers discovered that news finds its way to people through a number of prominent and influential opinion leaders. They found...
Wait, so this is actual facts. Most people find their news from opinion leaders instead of actual news media, like outlets and shit. So what he just said, he pretty much confirmed it right there.
Considerable support for the two-step flow of information. Almost half the information that originates from the media passes to the masses indirectly via who, although classified as ordinary users, are more connected and more exposed to the media than their followers. The two-step flow theory is also of interest to the advertising industry. A long time ago, advertisers realized that word of mouth and recommendations are a powerful way to sell products. Books like The Anatomy of Buzz are all about...
Yo, that's another thing, chat. I don't know if you guys study like marketing or anything like that, but word of mouth, like something blowing up off of word of mouth. For example, the biggest example I have recently is probably like the new Top Gun movie. Like that movie sold so much more on word of mouth sales than anything. For example, it's just like old people telling each other, yo, do you see that movie? Oh my God. Still to this day, Top Gun is still in theaters. Crazy. It's been out for like 3 months. Like no way y'all are still watching it, but people are still buying tickets to this damn movie.
How important word of mouth is to advertising campaigns. A lot of campaigns set out to use personal influence by targeting opinion leaders. Anecdotally, this is something we can all probably relate to. We're more likely to buy a product if it's been recommended to us by a friend or someone that we trust.
Facts.
So, what do Al Gore and Coney 2012...
Think about it, chat. You're way more willing to go buy something if your homies got it. Chat, look at this. Bando showed me that he had a shaver for clothes. Like, it shaves off, like, lint and stuff like that. And I immediately, I was like, yo, what's the link? Bought it like that. If it was like an Instagram ad, it would have been something entirely different. I would have been like, hey, that shit's a scam. What are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm like? Just because Bando had it, I bought it immediately.
Have in common. They're both great examples of opinion leaders in action. It's important to remember that Lazarsfeld defined opinion leaders as being respected individuals in the community. They weren't part of the media. They were the type of people that we interact with every day. In the age of social networking, however, prominent celebrities and journalists often sidestep the media altogether and talk with us directly. In some ways, these people, while they might be part of the mass media, meet many of the criteria of opinion leaders. Al Gore is a great...
Dude, your influencers that you watch, chat, your TikTokers that you pay attention to, your YouTubers that you watch every day, people you follow on Instagram, they're all thought and opinion leaders. And the more time that you spend consuming just people that just talk for no reason, for example, me, like I'm just gonna say some shit, you know what I'm saying? And y'all are just gonna pay attention. I mean, like, some of y'all might just like say like everything I say and just input it as fact in your brain just because you've been watching for so long.
Great example of an opinion leader. In 2008, he was the focus of a documentary called An Inconvenient Truth, which followed his campaign to raise awareness about global warming. He's a great example of someone who pays close attention to an issue and helps to...
I'm not gonna lie though, the only reason I actually clicked on this video was to not have somebody talk to me and look at me in the camera, and now I didn't even see this guy, but he's here now.
Public opinion. As part of something called the Climate Project, Al Gore enlisted the help of 1,000 public speakers, what Lazarsfeld might have called opinion leaders, to help spread his message about global warming. The campaign reached an estimated audience of over 1 million people. Kony 2012 is an online video created by a group of activists aiming to have a Ugandan war criminal, Joseph Kony, brought to justice. Virtually overnight, the video and the campaign became a viral success. To generate exposure for the campaign, the activists enlisted the help of several
Mark Zuckerberg,
including actor George Clooney.
The
success of the campaign can be attributed to a number of factors, such as its slick production value and its use of social media. But the importance that these opinion leaders played in spreading the message through social networking sites can't be overlooked. The two-step flow theory of communication is superior to the hypodermic needle theory in a number of ways. First, it acknowledges that audiences are composed of individuals who are part of a society. They actively interpret media messages and are influenced by people around them.
All right, dial in real quick.
Of course, this theory has some limitations as well. When we're thinking about modern communication, it's very likely that there's more than 2 steps in the flow of communication. Nevertheless, the two-step flow theory is still an interesting way to think about communication.
No. All right, chat. Here. This is what we're going to do real quick. What is this? Okay. This is what we're going to do. Because hear me out. Okay. Right there where it says media, where is it at? That way? No. This way? That little chart right there, it makes perfect sense, but we gotta change it up a little bit. So look, media, and then okay, these are thought leaders, right? All right, well, I'm just gonna do TL, thought leaders, or opinion leaders, same thing. And then instead of people just taking on, the reason why it says limitations, more than 2 steps in the flow of communication, that pretty much is saying why it's not a true theory. But this is why I'm gonna tell you why it is a true theory. Because there's multiple thought leaders nowadays. Nobody just watches one YouTuber and just says, you know what? All right, I'm just going to watch this guy for the rest of my life, and that's it. So now we have all these people that just take on multiple information from every type of thought leader, like this, like so. You're going to see what I'm saying right here. Boom, boom, boom. And they're all connected, just like that. Every single one of these people is connected, and they take on multiple opinions from multiple different thought leaders. And then instead of having their own true, genuine opinion of themselves, it just comes from the media. So it makes sense. And that's why I stopped watching content entirely.